Let's go. I wake up to a little bit of drool on my pillow, feel like it's gonna be a bad day. Yeah, I'm tired of shit.
On January 21, 2026, the humidity of Jakarta served as the backdrop for a technical revolution. The Monster Energy Yamaha factory launch was not merely a display of blue and black aesthetics, it was the formal burial of the inline-4 era. For years, Yamaha clung to the smooth power delivery of the cross-plane engine, but the relentless evolution of European rivals forced a surrender to the V4 architecture. Fabio Quartararo and Alex Rins stood before a machine that represents a total architectural departure, a gamble involving thousands of engineering hours and millions in investment. The atmosphere was one of clinical focus rather than celebration. In the high-stakes world of MotoGP, this is widely viewed as Yamaha's final stand. If this new V4 cannot bridge the horsepower gap, the Japanese giant risks becoming a permanent resident of the midfield. The launch was a signal to the world. The pride of Iwata has been traded for the pursuit of raw, uncompromising velocity. The narrative of the factory team being the sole bearer of development has been dismantled in 2026. Enter Toprak Razgatlioglu and the Prima Pramac Yamaha satellite squad. Unlike previous seasons where satellite teams received hand-me-down hardware, Toprak has been handed a 0-kilometer factory-spec V4. This is a strategic insurgency. By equipping the Turkish sensation with identical tools to Quartararo, Yamaha has effectively doubled its data acquisition rate, but at a high political cost.
Toprak's arrival, fresh from dominating the world's superbike paddock, brings an explosive, unconventional riding style that defies traditional MotoGP physics. His purple and blue Pramac livery, unveiled earlier in Siena, is a visual reminder that the threat to Quartararo's supremacy may now come from within his own manufacturer's ecosystem. The hierarchy is no longer protected by equipment. It is now a pure psychological battle of who can master the new V4 beast first. Technical evolution in MotoGP is often a game of millimeters, but the move to a V4 is a tectonic shift. This engine configuration alters everything from the crankshaft's gyroscopic effect to the bike's aerodynamic profile. For Fabio Quartararo, the transition is a fundamental challenge to his identity as a rider. Having spent his entire Premier Class career perfecting the high corner speed lines required by the inline-4, he must now learn the stop-and-go brutality of the V4. The engine is narrower, allowing for more aggressive fairing designs to manage front-end lift, yet it demands a physical toll on the rider during heavy braking. Early data suggests the V4 provides the missing link in overtaking capability, allowing the M1 to defend lines that were previously vulnerable. However, the price of this power is a loss of the legendary Yamaha agility. The riders are no longer dancing with the motorcycle, they are wrestling a machine designed for pure, unadulterated acceleration.
Long before the lights dimmed in Jakarta, the whispers began in the paddock following the private tests in Valencia and Misano. While Yamaha's PR machine remained silent, unconfirmed reports suggested that Toprak Razgatloglu's adaptation to the Michelin tires and the V4 power unit was nearly instantaneous. Paddock insiders noted that the rookie was matching the 2021 World Champion's lap times by the second afternoon of testing. This creates a crisis of confidence. For Quartararo, who has carried the weight of the manufacturer on his shoulders for 4 years, seeing a newcomer find immediate pace on the new platform is a double-edged sword. It confirms the bike's potential, but it also removes any excuse for underperformance. The Valencia whisper has set the tone for the 2026 season. There is no longer a clear #1 rider. There is only a race against the clock and a race against a teammate who has nothing to lose and a global reputation to build. In the midst of this internal tension stands Jack Miller, the veteran disruptor now paired with Toprak at Pramac. Miller brings a rare commodity to Yamaha, cross-manufacturer intelligence. Having won races on both Honda and Ducati machinery, Miller understands the language of the V4 better than anyone in the blue camp. His role transcends mere point scoring. He is the technical bridge.
Miller's perspective is that Toprak's background with Pirelli tires is not a hindrance but a developmental advantage. He argues that Toprak's ability to manipulate the bike under extreme braking provides a new data set that Quartararo, raised on the smooth Michelin style, cannot replicate. Miller's presence acts as a stabilizer in a volatile environment. He isn't intimidated by the rookie's explosive speed. Instead, he sees it as a tool to sharpen his own setup. The Miller-Toprak partnership at Pramac is effectively a second factory laboratory, functioning with a level of transparency that is rarely seen. The dynamic between Quartararo and Razgatlioglu is a study in contrasting psychological profiles. Fabio is the established king, a rider whose career has been defined by extracting performance from a struggling machine through sheer talent and sacrifice. Toprak is the invader, a rider who has built a cult following through his stuntman braking and aggressive racing lines. In Jakarta, Toprak remained diplomatic, avoiding direct comments on the aesthetics of Fabio's factory livery, focusing instead on the spirit of the project. Yet beneath the professional veneer, the friction is palpable. Toprak has openly stated his target is to be the top Yamaha rider, a direct challenge to Quartararo's status. This isn't just about championship points, it's about the soul of the team. If the rookie outperforms the veteran in the opening rounds, the power vacuum could destabilize Yamaha's long-term strategy, forcing a rethink of who truly leads the V4 era. Technical superiority di MotoGP is often decided by how a bike interacts with its tires in the final 5 laps of a race. The V4 engine is notorious for its appetite for rear rubber, a stark contrast to the gentle nature of the old M1. This is where the 2026 project faces its most grueling reality check. All the horsepower in the world is useless if the tire life is depleted by mid-race. Yamaha engineers have worked tirelessly on a new swing arm and electronics package to manage the V4's torque. But the true test remains the searing heat of the Sepang and Mandalika circuits. Quartararo has expressed caution, noting that the bike's top speed is a welcome upgrade, but tire conservation remains the invisible enemy. The success of the M1 V4 will not be measured by qualifying laps, but by its pace on lap 22. The team is currently balancing on a knife edge, chasing the raw power needed to pass a Ducati, while trying to retain the mechanical sympathy that was once Yamaha's greatest strength. Beyond the technical data lies the cold reality of the rider market. Fabio Quartararo's commitment to Yamaha has been a narrative of loyalty and frustration. But that loyalty has an expiration date. His current contract situation is the elephant in the room. If the V4 project fails to deliver podium results within the first half of the 2026 season, the Frenchman may look toward the exit. Yamaha knows this. The V4 is as much a recruitment tool as it is a racing engine.
By showing Fabio they are willing to abandon their traditional philosophy to give him what he needs, they are fighting to keep their franchise player. Simultaneously, Toprak's performance acts as a safety net. If Fabio leaves, Yamaha needs a ready-made superstar to take the reins. Every race in 2026 is a performance review with global implications. The pressure isn't just on the mechanics and engineers. It's on the management to prove that Yamaha is still a destination for world champions. Toprak Razgatlioglu is more than just a rider. He is a geopolitical shift in the sport's popularity. As the first Turkish rider to enter MotoGP with a realistic shot at the title, he carries the expectations of an entire nation. His presence in the Yamaha lounge in Jakarta drew unprecedented media attention from outside the traditional European racing hubs. Toprak's optimism is a stark contrast to Quartararo's cautious realism. Having already mastered multiple brands in the superbike world, Toprak views the V4 as just another puzzle to solve. His feedback has been overwhelmingly positive, focusing on the bike's explosive potential rather than its current flaws. This infectious confidence is exactly what Yamaha needed to break the cycle of negativity that characterized the 2024 and 2025 seasons. He represents a new era where the bike is no longer seen as a handicap, but as a weapon that is waiting to be properly wielded by a rider with enough courage.
As the crates are packed for the Sepang shakedown on January 29, the 2026 MotoGP season stands on the brink of an unpredictable dawn. The Jakarta launch was the final moment of stillness before the storm. The upcoming tests in Malaysia
will offer the first official confirmation of the V4's true standing against the Ducati Desmosedici and the KTM RC16. For Yamaha, the objective is no longer improvement, it is parity. The 2026 YZR M1 is a machine born from a refusal to lose, piloted by a veteran seeking redemption and a rookie seeking a legacy. The narrative of the year will be defined by how these two personalities coexist within the V4 project. Will they collaborate to bring Yamaha back to the top of the mountain, or will their rivalry burn the house down from the inside? The engine is ready, the liveries are set, and the world is watching. The era of the Yamaha V4 has officially begun, and there is no turning back.